So okay, so by tomorrow, where we left, we have already done with the conceptual part of workflow and business rule. Now we will see today how workflow, we can trigger the workflow, how we can create the workflow, how we can assign the workflow, and after assigning, that's the main thing, and how we will trigger the workflow, and how to go step by step to each and every approver. So first of all, we will create just one workflow. Workflow are part of corporate data model. Corporate data model are they are the XML dependent, and XML dependent objects are always found on job page structure. Sorry, on job page structure. Okay, so on job page structure is the screen tool where we can find the XML dependent object, which is also called legacy objects, and workflow is one of the object. We will categorize workflow, event reason, dynamic role as additional foundation objects. So here we will have already created objects, as you can see. If I will choose workflow, and then I will see all the workflow in preside in the system. So now we will have to first create one workflow. I will choose workflow. Here I will give one particular proper ID, workflow address, and here we will give the name address change, and we will give a proper description, address change workflow. Okay, reminding days. As I told you before, just tell me, Priya, for the revision, what is reminding days?
This is like whatever means if the workflow has came and within that reminding days you have to approve.
Okay, that sounds good. And what is delegates about?
If the person is not means not there, means the approver is not there on that time, so they has to delegate that particular workflow to other person.
Great, great, well done. We don't ever use alternate workflows. I will never ever use alternate workflow in my lifetime. And what is about escalation?
Escalation means after reminding days, if you are if the approver has not approved, so that will that workflow will goes out automatically to the other approver, the next
Okay.
approver.
Okay. After that couple of days, reminding days, it will give you one notification, and after that notification, you will also have like bonus time if you are using escalation. And how much time bonus you will get? That much days you have mentioned in time of escalation. And after that, if you didn't
This
approve,
escalation,
yes, 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 yes. Just tell me.
this escalation is client requirement. Like after means this we can't go ahead with the time schedule of
Basically, we will
escalation.
tell this feature about the client, and tell if that person, for example, uh, if a CFO or CEO, and he has to approve just one workflow and he is very busy, then after that we will use this kind of feature for that. So we just have to tell to client about that. These are the properties, first from workflow ID to last this. Then after step we have fields of workflow. Okay, first we are choose role, and here we will choose approver role as manager. And what you will choose as manager, this manager must be present at all in the job relationship. If a person don't have a job person on job relationship as manager, then this workflow will, this step will not going to be forward. This is the mandatory thing. I'm just showing you, just let it refresh. Source as context, and here we will choose as um, without, because edit with root change will take a much more long step. So okay, we will use two-step workflow. So for this we will skip this step, relationship to approver as employee, and select permission as yes. And here now I will choose any person, for example Alexi. Okay, just let it open. And for this we can choose either, we can choose on the second step as dynamic role or dynamic group, but most of the time we will choose as role, And the second step is we will choose always as dynamic group. So here I am choosing the dynamic group, and we will create just one dynamic group for this. I think tomorrow we have created just one group. Do you remember? As IT workflow group.
Yes.
Okay, we are choosing this as the dynamic group, and for this group we will create one more person to be added in this group. On this we will choose as edit without root change. Okay, this is the last step. Should we have to choose skip this step or stop the workflow, Priya?
Stop the workflow.
That sounds great. Because on the last step we will never choose as skip this step. Respect to permission always yes. Okay. So what is the contributor?
Contributor, those people who just can give the, what do you say, like advice actually,
Okay.
like what we can do on that behalf. And CC role is like you can get the email actually,
Okay.
means email
Okay.
notifications,
Great. Great.
online email.
And where we will get the dynamic group from which skin we...
In manage workflow group.
That's excellent. Manage workflow groups. You just have to add one more person to show you that how many person you have in the dynamic group. To every people request will came for the approval process. When you are using the dynamic group, how many people you have included in the group, then all those people will get the notification. We have choose just one Sydney battle, we will choose one more. Okay, and here we are using, and we should always have to choose as user.
If we'll go with the position, then what was in the people pool?
Means
If the role is for a position, then what was means how could we go ahead with
dynamic
the
role or dynamic group.
dynamic group? In dynamic group, if we want to go ahead with the HR manager has to get all this
On
approval.
dynamic group
So
you will
whoever
always
the
on
HR
dynamic,
manager,
just listen, on dynamic group we will always just choose user on dynamic group.
okay,
Yes, on dynamic group you will always have to choose as a username. So here we will give C Dolan. Done. And click on this. Now update. We will have two people on this group. Done. Okay. As I am showing this as a role, job relationship. The first step, you remember first step, role as manager. Okay. This manager must also be present at any cost on this job relationship. If this is not present, then it will not be able to find this approver for the step one. Okay, if you choose role and then you choose manager, then this manager must also be present on this job relationship at any cost. Okay, Priya, did you got the point?
no, can you just come
Okay,
again?
okay, okay. Basically, whenever you will choose approver type as role and then approver role as manager, okay, these what you are saying here, these manager, employee manager, matrix manager, they all are come from to this job relationship. Here I will show
Okay,
you.
okay.
As effective, it will always ask you because it's effective dated portlet. So
Effective dated portlet आपने बताया था ना? Effective dated
yes,
portlet.
yes, basically there are six effective dated portlets that I
Can
have
you just
told you.
spell again कि कौन-कौन से थे effective dated?
Okay, 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 Priya. Okay, they are personal information, job information, compensation information, job relationship, addresses, and dependents. See, on job relationship, we will have to add the manager or matrix manager. But all those approval role you are showing on this manager, employee HR, matrix manager, second manager, custom manager. This pick list is also showing on the same in this job relationship. See, additional manager, custom manager, one matrix manager, manager, HR manager. What you will choose in here, that must be the same as this for this, because if you don't have any manager on job relationship and you have choose manager, then when the workflow will start working and it has to find the approver, and it will not be able to find that approver, then it will skip this step. Here we will choose manager. We have put two people on this IT workflow group, and Tessa Walker on type CC role. We will choose as external email. I have also shared with you the effective dated portlet's name.
That's really good. Actually, I required that.
No, no problem. Whenever you will make any changes or add anything in these portlets, then you have to give the permission at any cost. Okay. So our workflow configuration is done. This is the step for the workflow configuration. You have some properties that you have to fill these properties, and then came with the approvers. Step one, step two. As how many number you can, but this is a very
But
initial.
we didn't write any business rule.
Yes, yes, we are just writing. First, we have to create the workflow. Then you have to create business rule, and then you have to assign those business rule in manage business configuration to respective portlet, and then you have to call the workflow from the front end in the profile people profile. For the process, we have just done first step of creating workflow. Now, what is the second step? We have to create business rule. Business rule always accessible from configure business rule. To assign the business rule, you will always have to go for manage business configuration because it was the backend phase for employee profile. And manage business configuration, you can see, is the front face of succession data model. For succession data model, you don't have to go for in the XML of data model. You have just front face in the name of manage business configuration, where you can add field, custom field, and whatever you would like to do. You don't have to go for backend of the XML. Okay, so here you will see all of the HRIS element. We will choose home address because we have chosen in our business rule as address model. So go for address because we have write the workflow for the address also. Click on take action, make correction. So we can open this in on edit mode. Okay, at the bottom we have value trigger rules. Okay, so just tell me which one we have choose, model or simple one on the business rule.
Model.
That's good, model. Now always we will have to go for on safe for the workflow to be triggered,
Why on?
because whenever you will make the change on the respective field and to click on save button, then the workflow must have to be triggered. For writing the workflow, always go for on save. And here we will select our business rule. Yeah. Basically, what I am saying on event type, whenever you have to trigger the workflow, you will always choose as on safe. Here we will choose a base object as model, what we have chosen on the business rule, and on event type we have chosen on safe, and rule we have defined our rule, and just click on save. We have write the workflow, and we have write the business rule, and the third thing we have included our workflow in that business rule, and the fifth one is we have assigned the rule. Now the sixth step, you have to trigger the workflow from the employee profile.
We don't have to do anything in the details,
No, no,
under
no, no,
details.
we don't have to do anything on the detail. It will take some time because many business configuration follow the succession data model. So sometimes when you are working on the managed business configuration, it will take some time to refresh it. Okay, now we are good to go.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so no, we will go to Anya Singh profile. First, we will choose address to go in the portrait for address. Okay, on address. Just remember those four fields: address type, city, country, and zip. These are the fields that if you will change on it, then the workflow will be triggered. Because address is effective dated portal, so that's why it will always ask for the effective date to change effect on this date. Okay, Priya?
What? Sorry.
I'm just saying, as address is the effective dated portlet, so whenever we will make any changes on this address portlet, it will always ask when we would like to change this to effect. So always it will ask for the date to change
What you
the.
have said? I'm sorry. Come again.
I'm saying address is the effective dated portlet. Effective dated means it will always hold the historical
No,
data.
please come again.
Okay, this is basically Priya. I'm telling you that address is effective dated portlet. So whenever effective dated means it will hold the historical data. We can access the historical data by clicking on the clock icon. I just let you show. So whenever you will work on effective dated portlet, it will ask you for the date when you would like to change to effect. So we will have given the date, so on 9th July it will have the impact. Now to trigger the workflow, I'm just changing something. So here I will choose state as Alabama, and on address line to New York, and just save it. Okay, we have just written on this. Okay, so Priya, uh, now we will doing the impact on different fields we have right on. So here we will choose as Chicago, city, state, Alabama, zip code. I'm changing as 31020. So here you will see GG. Yes, yes, Priya.
If you change only one field also, then also the workflow will trigger.
Yes, yes. Then also the workflow will trigger. So we have changed on Chicago, state, zip.
Okay.
So here you will see. First, what we will have the record. This is the previous value. Now the system will show you at the bottom of the city previous value, and now the current value we have Chicago, and similarly on the state and on the zip. Okay, this is system will check with the previous value and what is the current value. If they are equal, then system will not trigger the workflow, and if they are changed, now system will trigger the workflow. So okay, click on save. Okay, so this is the screen when you are triggering the workflow. Please confirm your request. Here you will write some like anything, any comment to the approval. Who is going to approve your request? Like if I write, please approve my request. So as soon as the
No, it's okay.
okay, thank you Zoha, and thank you Priya too. So whenever we will trigger the workflow and workflow will start to be triggering, you will see this type of screen. Please confirm your request. Submitting addresses change request for Anya Singh. Here you will give some like any kind of comments for the approval to approve your request, and here you will be able to see show workflow participants. See workflow details. This is all the steps to go line down the below when you are working with the workflow, where you will able to see the pending request and how you will be able to see all. So here, see now our first approver is here. You will also will be able to see view workflow participants. If you click, so if you don't know which is first approver and which is second approver, where to go first, you will be able to see on workflow participants. Is it okay from here, Priya? So we can move forward.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is okay.
Our first approver is Charles Brown. Okay, just proxy now. Charles Brown. Now we are going in the profile of Charles Brown by proxying his profile. This is the very, you can say, the best functionality of SAP SuccessFactors, because I have worked on also the S4 HANA module HCM. This is very difficult when you have to go for the workflow. You will not be able to access any employee user to test the workflow. As soon as the person is not available, you will not be able to test. But if you come for the SAP SuccessFactors, this is a very good feature functionality of SAP SuccessFactors, that you will can easily go to any profile by proxy now. Okay, so here approvals.
Yes.
Okay, so now we have two option here: approve with comment. But we will click on first view detail. So Charles Brown will be able to see the detail, what information he is going to approve. So he will first check all the workflow detail, where it will be coming from and all these. Okay, I will also take you to the Tessa Walker for the second approvers, so he can give his comment justification on the workflow. So here he will be able to see Anya Singh has started the workflow on this effective date, and he has this. No, you will see approve, delegate, update, send back. Okay, now I'm just telling you everything step by step. He can approve, he can delegate. What is the delegate? Just tell me. As we have, I already told you before, what is delegate.
Yes. Has came because we have
Yes,
done over
yes,
there.
yes,
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 that
yes,
is the
yes.
reason it came.
That's the
Okay.
reason it was coming. Okay. So now I'm just delegate this workflow to somebody else. So here I'm just writing, I am out of office, and I am delegated this workflow to anyone, anyone like. Okay. So
Okay, this is like individually we have to do if we are on the leave or something, or automatically
no, no,
this
no, no,
one
no, no,
message,
no, no,
one
no,
liner
no,
message
no,
will
no,
pop up.
no. We will have to delegate to someone else. This is not the automated process.
Okay. So if the person is in out of office, then how could he delegate this? Means every time he will delegate the
No, no, no,
workflow.
no. You will have to delegate, because every employee will have a mobile version of SuccessFactor, where you will be able to easily approve your pending request easily for leave and for anything.
Acha, in this scenario, like if maybe you are on that VP position
Okay,
and you are getting like every time the like lot of workflows, and you are out of office for 2 days for
okay,
some official work,
okay,
then at that particular 2 days, what we will do in the workflow?
okay. On that case, as I already told you before, that my manager or any my colleague will go to HR office, and he say that Hafiz is not on the office, he is on leave. So I have one very important workflow request that needs to be approved. So I will get the proxy for my account as I am VP, and it was
Okay,
always my
okay,
manager or the person on my above level. He will be able to proxy, not my
oh,
subordinate. Okay.
okay,
Yes,
above your level.
above my
Okay,
level or my colleague, the same VP, so he will be able to proxy. So say I'm out of office, I'm delegated to workflow to someone else. Okay,
okay, fine.
these are all the points that I have to tell you. Those are very important. So I'm just posting the comment. Okay, and I'm delegating this workflow to someone else, to whom which I will give the workflow. For example, we will go for Alexei. Okay.
Yes.
because there are so many names, and we are just when we are doing testing, we have some basic names like C. Dolan, Charles Brown. So we will always go to those people. So I'm just sending. Okay, the address information change for Anya Singh will be delegated to Alex Chuva, and the request initiator Anya Singh will be notified. Are you want to show to delegate this request? Yes, I have delegated. Now it will came out from my inbox and it will go to Alex C. Now see, we don't have any to-do list. As I already told you before, to-do list is a dynamic in nature. Okay. Okay, Priya, please just confirm when I ask. Did you get the point?
Uh, sorry. Actually, I'm on something different, something on other way. Please tell me
No, no
what
worries,
you have
no
said.
worries. When we have delegated the workflow to Alexi, then the workflow will out from our inbox and it will go to Alexi. As I told you before, to-do list is
Ah,
a dynamic in
okay.
nature. Now we don't have any to-do
Yes.
list, so we will not be able to see to-do list. Okay.
Okay,
Now
fine. I got it now.
and
Yes.
okay, now first we will become self to Anya Singh, and then after that I will proxy to Tessa Walker, the contributor. I will show you all the steps down below for the workflow, so you will be able to
Why
grasp.
contributor? Why contributor? We have to go with LXZ,
No,
right?
we just have to go for the also the contributor, because the contributor is a person who will give the suggestion of the workflow down the line.
Yeah, but he can get the suggestion, but he can't
Yes,
approve,
exactly.
right?
Zoya, are you there or
Okay.
not?
Yes, I'm there.
Just tell me why the approval, as you have listen my question, why we will not be able to see the workflow on the to-do list in the Tessa Walker.
Hmm,
Okay,
I don't
no
know
worries.
right
I'm
now.
just okay. Now we will become self our proxy, and we are finished with this. I will send you by 1 hour, 2 hour multiple real-time scenarios that you have to go on, and we will have half-hour session on Wednesday at night. So if you got any issue, you can discuss with me on that day.
Well, Hafiz, can you just let us know, like, what was the toughest workflow you
No,
have
no,
gone through, and
it's
what was
not.
the
It's
solution
not
you
the
have
toughest workflow. It's basically the logic, because it was always the logic of the workflow. I will tell you that how much things you have to do, and then you will have to show me all those exercise and real-time scenarios. I will given to you. Okay.
No, I understand that point, but actually, when the interviewer is asking about, like, have you went with any difficult type of scenarios? Can you just
He
tell
will
like
never
how
he
you
will
have
never
sorted
ask
out?
about the logics, and never ask about the workflow. He just asks that do you know how the process will be triggered on like these scenarios. He will never ask you like how many
Oh,
complex workflow you have done in your life. No, it's not like that way.
okay. Oh, acha.
Okay.
Okay, fine,
Now
fine.
I'm just saying
Acha, client most.
yes, yes,
Hello.
yes, yes. Just tell me.
Yeah, I'm asking like whether the client are asking like what are the kinds of workflow, or else we are giving
No,
them the
no. We
appropriate
will
workflow
ask from
suggestion.
them that what things you will want to incorporate on this like this, because they are running some previous system, third party system, and we will ask it their what their
Mhm.
process and all these.
Okay.
Okay.
So they will tell us
Yes,
like
yes, they
in
will
the
tell us.
effective date
Yes, exactly, they
entities
will
I
tell us.
have to
See,
go ahead with this
we will get
workflow.
one notification Sydney battle.
Okay. So there is a workbook for that. Yes, got it.
See, the add
Yeah. So
address
this is the
action
CC role.
for, yes, this is for the CC role. I has completed hello email.
Mm.
Address information change for anything has been approved. See, you will get one notification with in the form of CC role. I just have
Okay,
to tell
yes,
you on
got
the
it.
employee profile,
Yes,
and then just we are wind up this session.
yes. Yeah, yeah, got it now.
See now here, first we will have Rockville City, State, Maryland, and zip code is this. Now this is the change history we have. On green, you will be able to see new record. See the change history. On green, we have the change impact on this. So that's why they are called effective dated portlet to hold the historical data information. See, on green, you will be able to see the change impact. Okay, Priya?